I'd like to share a little bit about my own lived experiences with mental health in hopes of giving you insight into experiences that you may or may not be familiar with. I deal with mental health issues which are debilitating enough to make my experience of daily life sometimes difficult. Fortunately, we are learning more about mental health these days, and we know that most people will experience mental health challenges at some point in their lives. According to statistics, by the time Canadians reach 40 years of age, 1 in 2 have struggled with their mental health. Statistics also show that being born with a different ability, as I have been, puts me at a much higher risk of having mental health challenges. In addition to what we are born with, people like me face stigma, bullying, exclusion, and mistreatment on an individual and systemic basis because of our differences. These things make mental health much worse. Let me share the impact of some of my experiences have had on my mental health. During my early years of school, I was the target of physical bullying because I was different. On one occasion, I was kicked backwards down a flight of outdoor stairs, landing hard on my back. On another occasion, while entering the classroom, I was pushed into a hallway coat rack and hit my head extremely hard. My teacher often dismissed it with a boys will be boys comment and would often blame the attacks on my poor spatial awareness. These sorts of events were an everyday occurrence. He made me feel like I was the problem and like my safety was not a priority. In middle school, I was excluded by the girls in my class, which eventually led to an eating disorder and low self-esteem. I felt very lonely. Through high school, I tried to make a fresh start by masking my differences to avoid the stigma of being different, but that took a terrible toll on my mental health. Hiding my true self was exhausting and left me feeling like I wasn't good enough. Even most of the extracurricular programs that should have been positive experiences were stressful for me because they were so competitive rather than collaborative and exclusive rather than inclusive. I eventually gave up trying to do the things that gave me the most joy, singing and acting, because the programs were not designed to include people like me. It was frustrating to feel that I didn't belong, and I felt hopeless about my future as a performer. Lastly, I recently had to go off my meds for health reasons, which has amplified my mental health challenges, making it difficult just to get through each day. It is exhausting. Looking back on my life so far, it is clear that the way people treated me was more important to my mental health than anything else. I know that I'm not alone. Last week at Young at Heart, we had a discussion, and it turns out that many of us have had very similar experiences. And in elementary school, I had a classmate named Chloe who struggled with mental health difficulties and struggled to reach out for help. I miss her, and I wish she were still here. People like me, my friends in Young at Heart, and Chloe are reasons why it's so important to have a supportive community to welcome us, like Siloam, and like the group of friends I've made in Special Olympics. Inclusive programs like Dreams Come True, Young at Heart, and Community of Faith Musical Theater that provide safe opportunities and a true sense of belonging. And access to resources such as the ones described by our guests today. Some things that you can do to help us experience good mental health are: show us that we are welcome by being friendly, even if we aren't always very responsive, or if we respond in unexpected ways. Our social skills and communication styles might be different, but we still like to feel welcome. Support inclusive programs by coming to see our shows and by continuing to include the Young at Heart in our church services. Continue to educate yourself on mental health conditions, neurodiversity, and different abilities, giving priority to information coming from those with lived experiences of these differences. And please give as you are able to organizations like Kids Mental Health Optimist Club of Canada. Finally, if you see anyone who is suffering, left out, or cut off from others, please reach out to them to offer them kindness and an invitation to let them know that they are welcome. I would like to close by sharing a song with you that speaks to the feelings of dealing with mental health issues, being stuck or imprisoned, excluded, and isolated while longing for love and acceptance. Home from Beauty and the Beast. Yes, I made the choice, for Papa I will stay. But I don't deserve to lose my freedom in this way, you monster. If you think that what you've done is right, well then, you're a fool. Think again. Is this home? Is this where I should learn to be happy? Never dreamed that a home could be dark and cold. I was told every day in my childhood, even when we grow old, home should be where the heart is. Never were words so true. My heart's far, far away. Home is too. What I'd give to return to the life that I knew lately, and to think I complained of that dull provincial town. Is this home? Am I here for a day or forever? Shut away from the world until who knows when. Oh, but then, as my life has been altered once, it can change again. Build higher walls around me, change every lock and key. Nothing lasts, nothing holds all of me. My heart's far, far away, home and free.
I think your response shows how Meriel's message hits all of us. And may I just speak as a caregiver of someone with a different ability? To be shut out is the worst thing. But here, we are included. So thank you, Meriel, for teaching all of us. And as she said, if you know someone that's excluded, a caregiver or a loved one, just think, hey, how can I include them? Because we are all gifts. We are all gifts. So thank you, Meriel.
Oh, gosh.